Hello everyone and welcome to Daily Game Review number 16. Today we have Samraku 12Q versus Bobbob 14Q. I like that name, Bobbob. It's a fun little name. Alright, so Samraku playing black in the upper right corner, and Bobbob not letting him get his common extension. That's a little amusing there. Now he plays over here, and Bobbob not taking the open corner. So at 14Q, I really recommend sticking to basics. If you want to get to the single DQ level, learn the basics first, play the open corners and then open sides, and take it from there. I think that's what's really going to help your game, is a good foundation, and keep to the basics and keep a good foundation, you'll do well. However, Bobbob playing over here and now playing the open corner. But now this stone is a little lacking, but maybe still easy to deal with. And Bob playing a high move and not playing any Joseki whatsoever on this board. So this position needs to come down. Remember that the fourth line wants to come down to the third line. This is how you finish the Joseki. And black also, black played a common opening on the left side, so black knows a little bit more about his opening than white does. White also has a Joseki or move of here, so he also move here, or he can play something like this, or he can invade the 3-3, which I don't recommend right now. So I think if he wants to get to the top right, he should play low, and then get to the top right by playing something like here. But this jump Oza move and this knight's move is not a good move because, one, it is cuttable, and white is baseless. So black can actually punish white quite severely here. Black could also choose to just come in here, and now you can see these two white stones are kind of weak. So you can see that Bobbob, I like his name, but I don't really like his Joseki knowledge. So instead, Samraku just plays the corner, and Bobbob playing down here, and he's still weak on the top right. I think black can actually ignore this and just attack the weakness over here. So instead, black plays here. I don't really like this because now Bobbob can just pincer right here. Oh, okay, he pincers here, so that's good. A pincer here is good to help support the two stones that are weak. So black, you missed your chance here. Samraku, oh no, guys, never do this. Never, ever do this. This is a common mistake for double-digit Qs. You cannot ever do this. Make sure you never forget this shape. This is bad. Let's see if Samraku punishes. He does, and poor Bobbob just got cut apart. So, remember guys, when they play the 3-3 and there's a stone on the outside and you cut through like this, you have to play here. This is very, very important. Do not forget that when there's a stone on the outside right here, you cannot hane because of this cut here. This cut either kills P3 or it kills the three stones on the right. So poor Bobbob, he got cut apart. And now the shape looks really, really good for black, really, really bad for white, and black has a clear advantage on this board. Bobbob not making any Joseki, so I think Bobbob, you've got to learn your Joseki. Black, you're doing really well so far. You missed a chance to attack these two stones, however, white messed up, so you still got a lot of profit. Now black, you're coming onto the top side. Rather than develop and reduce like this, nah, it's fine. It's completely fine. It can't be bad. This is kind of really extremely slow. So rather than this, what about attacking your opponent's weakness here with something like so, and then jumping out and building your influence while reducing his, or just coming in like this, invading your opponent's area, attacking these two stones, basically destroy your opponent's right side while attacking his weakness. That seems like a pretty good idea. If you don't like that idea, however, you can play the top side and try to extend your position up here. Or maybe something along these lines to help defend the corner while extend. I don't know. I don't know this shape as well as I should. You probably know it better than I do if you've done your research. So you tell me. I think this is an okay move. I'm trying to get a little bit further for this shape though. Just help defend the corner, help defend the top side, or attack your opponent's weakness and by invading the right and use his weakness to live in here and destroy this area. You can destroy a lot of points. However, this move does absolutely nothing. You aren't weak here. You don't have any weaknesses here, so why are you playing here? This isn't the biggest move on the board, so I don't really understand why you played this move. So remember, at the beginning of each turn, you can evaluate where you should play by, do I have any weak groups? Well, the C6 stone is kind of weak, so you can also consider doing something like this. However, it is also light and sacrificiable. So I think C6 is an optional weakness if you want to defend it or not. And does your opponent have any weakness? Well, the knight's move is definitely something, so you can take advantage of this by playing on the right side, destroying his area, and that'll be your profit. Remember, you attack to gain profit, not to kill. If you don't want to attack the profit, then where's the big move? Well, the big move is the top side and the top left corner, so maybe something here, maybe something along these lines, who knows? But anyway, all of these moves are definitely bigger than this move. Remember, the 3 questions are your guidelines for finding good moves. However, white playing here, poor Bobbob, he's kind of wasting moves and getting cut apart everywhere. I like his name, but I really don't like his moves. Black, again, over defending. If you want to defend, just take this. I mean, it might be fine to defend. If you don't defend and you play something along these lines, white does have this. However, I'm not really concerned about this because now you get a second move, and this doesn't really matter. White can still Atari you here and connect, but then you just live on the inside, and honestly, it is not a big deal. White did see you in, but look at all, like, he got this area here. Look at all this. I think you got a little bit more. However, if you don't like that, you can always go here. So you lost 2 stones, you sacrificed 2 stones, but you got the top side. This is a good exchange for you. Remember, you're looking at exchanges, not just local sequences. So defending here may be a little bit slow, but maybe you're worried about that. That will be fine. Defend your weaknesses first is a good strategy. It's a good thing to get into. You just have to realize some weaknesses are not worth defending because the punishments are only a few points. So now finally getting to another move, Black decides to go over here, and not exactly the vital point. So normally you would threaten to cut here, you threaten to connect and cut here. Maybe a little bit better. However, this move, while it's not exactly on the right point, I think it's a good idea to attack your opponent's weakness to reduce his area. Don't cut off one stone is small. Cut off and attack the whole group and then just jump out, or just reduce like this and jump out. I would not care about 1 stone. And now you can look at your influence. The influence is very nice. White is really flat on the right side, and you can see it's an okay exchange for you. Could have been a little bit better, but that's what you get with your move. However, now white gets the Hane headed to, quite powerful, and now you have to jump out. White's bringing up his position. You can see your position is not as big as it should have been. White now cutting, actually. Oh, what a misread. This move is a little bit off, isn't it? So you have to play this way, that way. This is not happening here. But if you go here, oh, you have no choice. You have to play here, or you can even try this move, but this has bad shape. So maybe not that move. Maybe just go here. White connects, who cares? And then you go back and defend the top side. You still got more. It's still good for you, but if you need to see this weakness immediately, so you've got to work on your reading if your eyes are not trained to see this instantly. So that means need more reading. Don't force your opponent to kill stuff. This is Aji. Leave the weakness. Once you die, leave it. Because you don't, maybe these are co-threats, maybe you can take advantage of this later, who knows. So don't force your opponent to fix his position. It's weakness, it's not alive, you can't save it, so don't force your opponent to fix the weakness left behind by the dead group. So don't help your opponent kill yourself. So bad exchange there. However, black's still getting the outside. When you're going to get to the top, black? I mean, you've got this thickness. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. But if white gets a chance to come in here and just live, then what is your thickness getting? I mean, you got to get to the side. You don't want the center. You want the side. So you got to get to that. White, however, still defending the right side, and now goes to play the small move. Well, this was big maybe earlier on, but now that black's got this gigantic thickness, black needs to get to the top side, and this is huge. So definitely not the biggest move on the board. Black still trying to push into his opponent's area, and black defending over here. It's not that big, guys. Come on. So now white cutting 2 stones off, but black sacrifices it. Good job by black. However, you still need to get to a big move on the top side before white invades, and it's too late. However, a white invasion is becoming more and more difficult as more black stones get in the center. I still think it's possible, though, because there's some weakness here. There's attachments here, so I still think it's possible for white to invade. White needs to get on the ball before it's too late. No, don't do that. If white wants to cut off 1 stone, let him. Just play it like this, and now you can see you're perfectly fine. You just a little bit reading, a little bit of sacrifice, and your shape's still fine. You get the center. You really want to keep that center, but if you play this way, white just breaks in, but he doesn't because he's Bobbob. Bobbob doesn't want to break in. So you can see that if white comes in here, you're losing what you just built. You gave all this territory to build this, so now you need to keep this and use it to make some influence and territory on top. So you got to get to that. However, Bobbob plays here. Black has a chance to fix. What's wrong with this? I don't see what's wrong with this. However, he chooses to fix here because reasons. And now, white's going back to finish his small move over here. Black now finally getting to a big move, and defends here. This is perfectly fine. I kind of prefer the top, but maybe it's he was worried about the corner, so that's fine. As long as he's getting a big move and getting territory, he's doing good. Now Black is way ahead in points. Now he even gets the block because white played another slow move. Bobbob, you got to play a little bit faster here. You got to get to the big moves much more quickly, and Samraku's doing really well. However, he almost lost all of his position on the right side if white would have played a little bit better. So Samraku, you still made many mistakes. Even though you're winning, you still had a lot of chances for your opponent to come back and cut you apart and destroy your area. So you got to work on that. Get to the big moves much more quickly and make sure you're utilizing your influence properly. So don't want to miss those chances. Bobbob playing a little bit of misreading here and getting back to overfix his little move over here. He's really liking that left side stone. Black also responding to this and finally getting to the top side and defending the top side. And now you can see that the top side is huge for Black. So I think this game is pretty much over now. And now we can see that Bobbob probably needs to at least try an invasion, all or nothing move, right? It's kind of over. You don't really have anything else. So do an all or nothing invasion and make it work. This move looks a little bit strange and a little bit small. I wouldn't really care about it. White still playing here. I mean, there's Black, you misread here. You didn't see that white was aiming at this move. You have to fix. Oh dear, and Black losing his entire corner. Oh no. White not knowing life and death, so Black almost losing his entire corner because if white plays here, I don't see how Black has two eyes. I think it's only one eye, and it should be completely dead. And now white has a huge bottom right corner. Black, what a blunder. However, white played here, and now Black's going to get the tiger's mouth, and we'll see, does this live? It does not, but it does. It does. White completely missing the life and death shape here. White definitely needs a lot more life and death. Black, you've got to watch your weaknesses a little bit more there. You almost lost the game. Well, I say lost the game. You almost let white catch up. So even with this dead, I think Black's still ahead. However, you almost lost an entire corner, which normally would be game losing. However, in this case, your opponent let you get too much territory on top. So thank you, Bobbob. However, Bobbob needs a little bit better life and death, and you can see Black was able to live just barely because his opponent messed up like 2 or 3 times in a row. What was it? One could have been a little bit better, and 2. So 2 moves. White messed up twice to potentially kill Black or make it easier to kill Black. So you can see that white needs a bit better life and deaths, and Black, gotta watch your weaknesses. Alrighty, so now moving on with the game, you can see players playing weaknesses. I think Bobbob actually is relatively still has a lot of stuff to work on. I think Black is clearly better in this game, so I think the 2 rank difference, maybe it's a little bit more than 2 ranks. I think it's a little bit more than 2 stones difference. I think it's more like about 3 to 4 stones difference. So white need a little bit more practice and a little bit more study. However, Black it seems you did fine in building territory. However, your opponent could have destroyed you, so I think you still got a ways to go before signal GQ. So work on seeing your weakness, seeing your liberties, and make sure you read those liberties accurately. So do more go problems. I recommend go problems for both players. Go problems, and I recommend that for everybody. Go problems every single day. Go problems are really good. Helps you reading. Good foundation. Good skills right there. Also, try and replay older Japanese professional games, like about from 40, 50 years ago. This will help you see how to build framework and how to make good shapes and good positions. And then in the attack and defense, you can also see some good shapes as well and get some good foundation, good habits there. And I think that'll be really good for you. This looks weird. So you can go here. Actually, you can ignore this. Actually, don't even respond to this. This doesn't do anything. Just ignore it and go play something big like, I don't know. All right, but moving on. Now we can see white now finally invading, doing the all or nothing thing. There's the all or nothing move. It's a way too late though because all this is like super thick now. However, it's he does get his all or nothing move before he resigns. That's perfectly fine because you got to try this at least once before you resign. Make sure you get eyes on the side, and Black, you want to go here. Don't let him make any eyes. You're super strong in this area, so you want to be super severe. Don't let him get any eyes or any eye shape, and the side is where the eyes are. So white, however, cutting fighting and actually forcing black to take his own eyes, then to nuking because he says, what the heck, I don't care about the side stones, I'm going to live in the center. Now black defending this, actually, so it's really funny. White trying to cut off, and black now making his eyes. Instead, black, you could have, you know, done anything else here, like cut. You can be a little bit more severe. Don't defend when you're super strong in this area. White now defending, black overplaying a little bit. Don't really understand this shape. You're trying to be severe, so it's perfectly fine. However, you got to watch your shape on the left side, because the left side shape is questionable. However, white forces you to fix it, so thanks. Bobbob. Bobbob is a really nice guy. But look at the shapes. The shapes are questionable, and white is making eyes. Be careful. White is almost alive. Why is white almost alive? You were super strong in this area. Oh no, did white just live? Did white just live? He did. He just lived. Oh, how did he possibly live in the center? Bobbob, the miracle maker, he can, instead of living on the side, he decides to live in the center, and he does it successfully. So both players got to do more life and death, for sure. But Bobbob just lived in the center, inside of all these black stones. The impossible has happened, and you gotta love these these double-digit Q little results. Samraku, this is only because of your life and death. You had plenty of strength to kill him there, so if he lived, it's actually just because you didn't kill him properly. So gotta do a little bit better reading there, a little bit better life and death, and he should have died. However, I still think black is way ahead in this game regardless, but still he should have died, and this is not the way to fix, guys. I mean, this is the way to fix. You may think, what's the difference? The difference is there's a co-threat here, there's a co-threat here, and oops, sorry. And I think that's it. But however, there's two co-threats there, and with this one, there's only one. So you can see the. Oh, actually, sorry, I lied. There's two. Okay, maybe not too much difference. Okay, co-threat wise, not too much difference. However, it's normally good shape. Normally, it does matter with co-threats, and this is usually better shape. Additionally, maybe. It's empty turn. I don't know, guys. Maybe this is completely fine. The co-threats look about the same. No, there's a third co-threat. Ha! I found one. I found a third co-threat. I win. Okay, so anyway, the connection's usually a better shape because of co-threats and other stuff and whatnot. But anyway, it's a small little thing, but good habits create good results in the future. So create good habits early. Now we play rest of the game, yada, 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 yada. And let's see the score, options, game info. And what? White won by 10.5 points. Holy crap. Bobbob somehow coming back in this game. I did not realize this, but apparently the dead group here was just too massive, and the life here was too massive. Oh man, I cannot believe Bobbob won this game. This is insane. Black was way ahead, and somehow white won. I thought even after black was so ahead, I thought even after white killed this and lived in the center, I thought black still had a little bit more points, but apparently he didn't. So black, you messed up the life in the center. That's just life and death stuff. It should have been really easy to kill him, actually. The weakness in the bottom right. So you got to work on your reading, black. You got to work on your liberties, and you actually misread some liberties up here, so you got to do a lot more go problems. I think that's your biggest issue right now is reading and positional judgment, so definitely do those go problems every day. Alright, so let's look at the center because that's where the game was lost. Here we saw black defended, and this move is weird. You have to defend this because of the weakness here, and I'm not sure where the eyes are. If I want to say where did white make the eyes, but I don't see it yet. Okay, so now white starts making eyes here. Okay, now I'm starting to see it because now you can see black getting surrounded. However, black just needs to push here, and you can see it's easy to get out because of the double Atari. So still don't see how white can live, but now after black plays here, it's still possible. There is this double Atari now, so black needs to make a bamboo joint for a good shape, which he did. White plays here. Now the two stones on the inside are about to die. So now you have no choice. Oh, I see what the problem is. If you go here and get out, this dies. However, if you go here, white goes here, and you go here, white goes here, white's still dead. No, he's not. I lied. White can go here. So black goes here, white goes here, black goes here. That's alive. Okay, so white can live there. What about if black goes here? White goes where? Here, here, here. Here, 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 here. Okay, so white can live it this way. That means that the loss was this cut. Because after white plays here, it's not really much you can do, huh? You're gonna lose those 2 stones. Alright, so black, gotta watch your own weaknesses. Honestly, I think this move is just completely unnecessary. Just connect and white has no move. Just reduce the eye space from the outside. So stay on the outside, reduce the eye space, and white will have 0 eyes or maybe 1 eye at the most, and it should be easy to kill. So gotta work on your life and death, black. Gotta work on your life and death. Whoops, that's not the game. And then once white lived, apparently black lost the game. So that's very interesting. But again, actually, black lost by 10.5, right? So that means even if white lived in here, he lost because of this area down here. Remember that if he would have played here, this is already like 20 points, right? So this also didn't help him win the game. So it's because black made 2 like 20 to 40 to 50 point mistakes in the game. So Bobbob is the guy who can live anywhere. He can live in the center of your gigantic framework, and maybe that's how he wins his games. Is he completely lives in all of your territory in the impossible areas? Who knows? But Bobbob's got a lot of work on, to work on. Samraku, got to work on your shapes and your reading. Got to work on that. Bobbob, got to work on your reading as well, and also your Joseki knowledge needs a lot of work. So Joseki, your life and death and reading, and your opening combinations. So work on all that. Review some professional games, older Japanese ones like 40, 50 years ago, and do Go problems every single day, guys. Every single day. Every level needs to do Go problems. It's quite important. Alright, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.